Excited to be fighting in Wales?
Of course. It's something I haven't done as a professional, and to be able to fight in front of my home country, which is a special country and a passionate country, can't wait.
That was going to be my next question. So have you fought in Wales as a pro? You haven't fought in Wales as a pro before then?
No, I haven't fought in Wales as a pro. I've actually fought in the Ebbw Centre before as an amateur. Back in the day, which was like semi-pro rules, no headshots, 2 fights in one day. Back when I started as probably I think I was like 17, 18 years old. That was the last time I actually competed in Ebbw. Then I had some semi-pro fights in Wrexham, one in Colwyn Bay, but later on in my amateur career and as a pro, I've never fought in Wales, so I'm looking forward to it.
Quite old school rules. How far away do you live from the stadium? Is it quite far, or?
Yeah, about 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
When are you heading down there tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
How's the weight cut been?
Pretty straightforward, really. I'm not really a big flyweight. It's something I've aimed to improve on, is getting up heavier and doing a bigger cut. Because I used to walk around at the weight, and my first fight in Cage Warriors, I ate breakfast, went and weighed in before the fight. So it's something I've looked to improve, because the higher up the level you go, you can't be affording to give away 10 kilograms to very skilled opponents.
It's a way to be extending your career, though, I guess, because if you're not cutting so much weight, you're not taking.
Yeah, that's why I'm just going for a happy medium in the middle of cuts, but easy cuts.
Do you watch much footage on your opponents? Because I know some fighters do, some fighters don't.
Yeah, I do. Well, obviously my coaches will watch it as well. I'll watch little bits. I'm a coach myself, so I like breaking down my opponents and having a look at them.
Have you watched much on your opponent for Friday? I mean, I would try and pronounce his name. I've got my iPad here. That's what I've got. The record, your record's up. It's an Italian guy. Is it?
Yeah, Michelangelo Napoli. I haven't. I've had little bits of him. Obviously, his fights aren't very recent, and his most recent fight I don't think you can find. So I've just watched little bits on some of his past and earlier fights.
You feeling confident?
I think you're always going to have confidence. You got to be confident in your ability. You always know there's going to be tough parts in the fight, and you always go into fight week with those questions about how you're going to deal with certain situations. But I'm going to make sure, when I'm going over it in my head, I've got the answers to the situations I'm going to be in, and the plan I'm going to try and adopt it on the night, and just being flexible with that plan and being able to find a win. But you always have confidence in your own ability. But you got to know that I'm fighting at the top level in Europe, so I know it's not going to be easy, and I've got to go in there prepared and ready.
Have Cage Warriors told you if this is going to be a number 1 contenders match? Because obviously the main event is your division's flyweight championship.
Little bits. They haven't said for sure, and I don't think it's in their nature to promise things, because you don't know what's happening.
You don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
No, they I don't think they ever guarantee anything. There's talks of it, and it's been mentioned it could be a number 1 contender fight, which is probably about as good as you're going to get. Pretty
much. To be fair, when I was doing my research on this, one thing I was quite confused about. So obviously, the champion Sam Creasey, what is it? Creasey? Is that how you say it? Creasey?
Yeah.
He lost his last fight, but he's still the champion.
Yeah, because Luke Shanks missed weight.
Oh, did he miss weight?
Yeah.
Was that quite a bit, or does it not matter? Does it not matter on championship fights?
It doesn't matter if you miss weight on a championship fight. You don't get to fight and win the belt. It doesn't become a title fight.
Oh, that makes sense. You fought Sam Creasey before, haven't you?
Yes. How
long ago was that?
That was my first fight in Cage Warriors, so about 18 months ago now.
Hell of a debut, isn't it?
Yeah, chuck straight in at the deep end. But again, that was one of the things I had to change from that fight, coming into the fight, having breakfast before the weigh-in, going to weigh in, and obviously there's a big size advantage and size difference in the fight. So since that fight, that's something I've been looking to change, and I think that's helped in my recent performances.
Did you notice a difference? Like, could you notice like a strength, that difference, or could you just feel that he was bigger?
A bit of both. Like I didn't feel any technical disadvantage, but there was times he had his hands together or he was leaning his weight on me. And it was a lot harder work for me to move him than him to move me. And like I had some conversations with him after. Obviously, I still speak to Sam now. I think he's a great competitor, and he like woke up on the day of the fight 20 pounds heavier than what I was waking up on the day of the fight.
That was gonna be my next question. Like, do you reckon? So when you walk to the ring, you're not walking to the ring, not really. You like, you know what I'm saying? That much heavier than the actual weight limit.
No, yeah. So that's something I've looked to change since that fight, and just obviously not massive amounts, but making those little improvements, and looked at a big strength training block since that.